is time. It is time. It is time. My name is Roberto Gonzalez, and I'm going to be your host tonight. We've got some Artifact streaming to do tonight. We also have a Twitch giveaway to do at some point. We also have a Twitter giveaway to do at some point. We've got some sweet beta keys. Where are they at? I think they're at over here. We got some keys that we need to give away tonight, and so we'll make sure that we do that. But first, I want to kind of talk about just what we're actually going to be doing tonight. So, we're not allowed to stream the closed beta. Okay, like that's like a big no-no. Valve will send the Secret Service to my house and whoop my ass or whatever it is they're going to do. So we don't want that to happen, right? So what I did is I flew to PAX, and at PAX I had media access for the 3 days that I was there. I was there for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and was there the entire time just doing video of people playing and the games that weren't on stream. So, like, this isn't going to be a stream where you see stuff that you've already seen, because there's, however many players played every day. I had my camera with people who are playing with, like, Brian Kibler, things like that, and wanted to make sure that we got some video, because I don't know when the NDA is actually going to become, we're not going to be able to, when we're going to be able to, sorry, let's get some music in here, geez. When we're going to actually be able to stream, if we're going to be able to stream beta at all. I don't know. But anyway, so I do have all new video from PAX, and what we're going to do is, instead of just giving you a play-by-play, I want to be able to really dive kind of deep into the play itself. So that way we'll pause the video, we'll talk about the game board, we'll answer questions, we'll do all of that. So if you have questions about how something works or how it doesn't work, let me know. We'll get that answered for you. But it's just important to kind of convey how much I like it, right? Like, so I like playing Artifact. I've gotten to play a lot at PAX. I've gotten a lot of reps. And I'll be excited for everybody when they'll be able to participate too. So when the open beta is, so end of November is when launch is. So beginning of October, I believe, is when the beta codes will go live. And then obviously, if you have a beta code, you'll get a copy of the game. It does provide the tooltip akin to hover over cards, see what the keywords mean. Yeah. So like when you're playing the game, you can always like hover over something and understand what it does. And the beta's going on. Everybody's got a key, still waiting. So right now, there's a closed beta that's going on, and the actual people who are going to get these, or who already have their beta codes, those won't go into effect until the beginning of October. So they have to wait. Not too long, a little bit less than a month now. But then they'll be able to get into the closed beta and whatever. I don't know what. They'll be in. That's not open. That's still closed beta, I guess. So they'll be able to get in. And I don't know what Valve has planned for that. If there's going to be tournaments or limited, or if they're going to wipe everything, when actual launch happens. I don't know. So that is not something I am privy to know what we're doing there. Yeah, no, you don't have, you don't have to memorize a lot of keywords and things like that. Artifact is pretty straightforward, so that there's no like surprise damage. Everything is shown on the board. So like, it'll show you what's going to die. It's going to show you how much damage a tower is going to take, all that kind of stuff. You just have to not move too fast. I've done plenty of times where I didn't have lethal coming to my tower, and then they did something, and it takes a little bit before it'll update how much damage is going to get taken, and I already passed the turn, and then I died. So the guys who are already playing the game were handpicked. Yeah, basically Valve went out and found people that they wanted to participate in the beta, and from, I don't know, all walks of life, I don't know, but yeah, they did that. And so there's no like random people that are in the beta. Like, everyone has been handpicked to help make the experience better. and then you can see the expected damage for you and your enemy. Yeah, so you're always able to see the expected damage. And when we get the video going of the gameplay, and I have hours of video, like tonight won't be all the video by any means. Like I said, I have like 3 days of content to be able to work with until we can actually stream actual games. But yeah, so I've got lots of stuff. And but yes, you can see the expected damage for every unit, for all of the minions on the board, all of the creeps, all of the heroes, all your towers, everything. So, and RNG doesn't have as much of an effect as you would think, and we'll talk about that when we, like I said, get into the video. But the biggest thing about RNG is that in this particular game is that you are able to mitigate a lot of it with cards. So the biggest thing about RNG and Artifact right now is which way your characters, I guess, I don't know what the best way to put, like all of your creatures. I'm going to use Magic terminology because I've played Magic for 25 years. So let's just say all of your creatures, they don't always attack the same direction. So every turn it flips. And I mean, it could go straight, it could go left, it could go right, just depends. So, but you do have cards that help mitigate like where you point. So like there's certain creatures that allow you to do that. There's certain enchantments that do that. What's going on, Alexicon 1? So yeah, there's tons of that will help you to kind of, point where it goes. And then there's also ways that you can like taunt, like in Hearthstone, where you can make things attack you instead of attacking other stuff. So, but yeah, either way, Alexicon, thanks for the follow. That's the biggest RNG I've seen so far, is that kind of side. Would you say it's as bad as Hearthstone? Or no. It's nowhere close to Hearthstone, where like something comes into play and it does like random damage to something on the board and that kind of stuff. Like there is a little, actually that's not true, because there is like Eclipse does that, where it'll do like X amount of damage, but 3 at a time across the board. So there are a couple cards that are like that, and you can get blown out by RNG. But the thing about it is like, if you play Magic, the RNG in Magic is all about like your starting hands and getting mana screwed, and you don't get to play at all. That is the hardest part about RNG in Magic. So it's in this game there's RNG, but it doesn't feel as bad because you get to play. And usually, if you don't make mistakes, which you will, because Artifact is super hard, you don't ever really feel like, oh my god, like I can't believe that I got blown out or whatever. Like, things are coming. So I think it's a really good amount of RNG right now, and you can play decks that just don't have a lot of RNG too. So that's just kind of how it is. And yes, I'm pretty sure we're allowed to say we're in the closed beta, and I'm excited, and I'm so excited that I flew to PAX on my own dime. Spent 3 days in the Artifact booth with everybody, doing video, talking to the producers, talking to all of that. You can go AFK for 20 minutes and make food for sure. You have to be here for the drawing, but you've got some time for that because we're gonna do some Artifact stuff right now. So, let's see. Would you say Artifact is similar to any other card games already out? So, I talked a while with Richard Garfield, and Richard Garfield is obviously the designer of Magic, and he designed this game too. And there are a lot of things in this game that remind me of Magic. And it's not, the way spells work in this game is exactly like they work in Magic, with a legendary spell and a legendary creature. It's like the exact same thing. The only difference is it also has to have the color identity in order to be able to cast your spells. So, but the thing I like about Artifact is that without a stack, that part of the game means that you really have to negotiate your initiative, and I'll talk more about initiative and how that works, but you really have to. Initiative is so important. It is really, that's the hardest thing to understand, is not only do you have, because mana in this game is not really a worry. Like, you're going to get mana. Like, every turn it's going up. Cards are really not an issue. You're getting 2 cards a turn. That's like no big deal. But initiative is like a finite resource, and when you use it, you lose it, and you have to try to find ways to get it back without losing board position. So there's a lot of that. So Question about the game. Cards have very different power in the game, even if they are common mana cost and rarity. One card can give you just one armor, but the other is mainly... Yeah, okay. Hey, Ben M, thank you for the bits. I appreciate that, bruh. Appreciate it. Okay, so the thing about it is... there are obviously cards that are way better than others, just like any card game. Rare cards tend to be better than common cards, but there's gonna be good common cards. It's like Magic. It's like Fatal Push is a very good card, even though it's an uncommon. Teferi is an insane card, and it's a mythic. But overall, your mythics and your rare cards are going to have a higher power level than your common cards. But when you're playing constructed and you're playing limited, things like that, obviously your removal is very important, and removal's important in this game. Removal's important in Magic. Removal's important in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Hearthstone. But in card advantage is also very important. But card advantage in Artifact is a lot different than it is in Magic, because card advantage in Magic is simply cards. If my one card got rid of 2 or 3 cards, that is a 1 for 3, right? Or 1 for 2 or whatever, and those are good trades. Whereas in Artifact, it's not that way, because you have, your heroes come back. So, it's not true card advantage. It's more like time, because they are going to come back eventually. So how many cards are you actually getting in those trades? So either way, if the draft thing called Gauntlet only heard it used the same system as Duelist, so it wasn't common or not. So, I played a lot of Duelist, and I don't really know, what the name of Limited was going to be for this particular game. But it could be anything. I mean, they could just make it Draft. They could make it Gauntlet. They could make it any number of different things. Opinion on Steam Cannon in what format? In limited and in limited, Steam Cannon seems crazy, right? In constructed, it's cost 7 and it doesn't win the game insanely. In the pre-con decks, it's nuts, right? So it's, I don't know. In the pre-con decks at PAX, when you resolve Steam Cannon, 4 piercing damage is a lot. And targeted to any board is stupid. So that's why when you saw somebody with 2 steam cannons, there's pretty much no hero. Most heroes die to 8 pierce damage. They just do. And there's some red ones obviously that don't, but there's a lot that do just die to that. So, but anyway, let's as much as I want to kind of answer questions, I do want to get into some gameplay, because I know people didn't just come here to hear me to talk about it. So all of the video here there's no sound. I took all the sound out so that there's a lot of stuff going on at PAX. So there's a lot of people talking in the background. There's music and blah, 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 blah. And I didn't want to have to deal with all that. So what we're going to do is in the background, we have Artifact music, and we're going to just kind of pause as things go along. But I'm going to first, in the very beginning of this, I'm going to kind of explain how to play and answer a couple of questions. We don't want to take too much time, because I know some of it, most of you have an idea of how to play, but I'm going to teach you how to play, if you didn't know anything about Artifact, but you did know about Magic. And that's because I've been playing Magic for 25 years, and everything is Magic to me. So I'm going to explain how to play Artifact with Magic terminology, and we're going to pause, we're going to do all those kind of things. So yeah, so let's just get this bad boy started. So at PAX, the very first thing that you're going to see from right here is you've got, you can see it's PAX 34 versus 27, and the way it was at PAX is they had 50 setups, computer setups, and each one had a different number. And so after you play the AI once, then you got to play against a human player, and the number was what terminal they were at. So in this case, we've got the blue-black deck, and we've got the green-red deck. And in the very beginning of the game, every time, they're going to show you the 5 heroes that your opponent has and the 5 heroes that you have. So we know, in this particular case, the blue-black deck is more of the aggro deck, and that kind of goes against what we think about in Magic. Whenever we see blue-black in Magic, we automatically assume that that's some kind of control deck. And that's just not the way it is here in Artifact. If you want to take part in the giveaway, you'll need to be a follower on Twitch. That'll give you 1 entry. And then for Twitter, if you retweeted the tweet then that talked about the giveaway, then that's how you get it on that side. So, but anyway, so on the the blue-black, it is more aggro, but again, most people try to play it like a control deck, and that like just didn't work well. But the red-green deck is like, it's way more straightforward. It's got, if you look at the power and toughness, you have a 410, a 711, a 6'9, a 411, and a 6'8. And your 711 has, which is Axe. Axe has 2 armor, and then Legion Commander has 1 armor. And if you look here, just look at the stats, is like a lot of times you'll place in front of somebody and your guy just instantly dies. But yeah. So anyway, so in the very beginning, it's going to show you the 5 heroes they have and the 5 heroes you have. You cannot have any more. You cannot have any less. Those are all the heroes that you're allowed to have. So as we go forward, the very first thing that's going to happen now is we're going to see the game state itself. So you'll see the 3 boards. Each board will come with one of your heroes. So watch, let's back up real fast. And I'll pause it so you can kind of see. All right. So in Twitter, when you retweet, is it visible for everyone if your tweets are locked? I don't know. It's a good question. And it says, I didn't see you on the pack stream. What were you a part of on Artifact? So I was media. So I came into PAX with my really great camera and basically just posted up in the Artifact booth for 3 days doing videos. So giveaway will be at the end of the stream, so that could be in 2 hours, it could be in 2.5 hours, I don't know. We'll see how it goes and how I feel. But anyway, so here we go. You've got, actually, let's play this a little bit more. Okay. So the very first thing you're going to see on your 3 boards is you're going to see that there's 1, 2, 3 heroes, right? So in this particular setup, your first 3 heroes are random, but one of them is going to be on each board. So in this case, we have our 5-6 on our left board. We have our 8-6, which is mid, and then our 3-8, which is going to be on the right side. Now today, because most people don't have an idea of what the names of characters are, I'm just basically going to try to keep it really simple so that you can understand, because using a bunch of the card names right now isn't going to help you that much. And then on our opponent, he's got his 711, which is Axe, 711, 6'9, and a 410. And in the very beginning of the game, you get 3 creeps. So your creeps are also placed randomly. In this case, we ended up with 2 in our mid, 1 in our right-hand lane, and every turn, you'll get 2 new creeps that will place randomly. So now we're going to start. It starts with your first board, and in your first board, you're going to, if we just look at the actual table itself, you're going to see at the very top right, it'll show timer, which starts at 5 minutes. They have no gold, their name, and then this little artifact card. If you hover over that, it'll show you what the last card that was played by your opponent was, and then you also have one. And if you highlight over there to show you the last card that you played, it'll also show you the target. And so now on our board itself, before we haven't drawn any cards yet, so let's draw some cards. All right, so as you can see, we start with 5 cards in our hand, and the thing about Artifact that you have to remember is that in order to cast spells, it's like a legendary spell in Magic. So you have to have, 1, you have to have a hero in your lane, and 2, your hero has to share the color identity with the spell. So in this case, I've got Battlefield Control, I've got Better Late Than Never, Untested Grunt, Assault Ladders, and Heartstopper Aura. All of these, so they're blue and black spells. For me, I can cast any of the black spells, any of the black cards, because in this game, spells are actually what the hell they're supposed to be. So, in Magic, everything is a spell. So, it doesn't matter if it's an artifact or a creature or whatever, everything is a spell. And in this game, spells are spells. So, Untested Grunt is a creature. Assault Ladder is an improvement. It's kind of like an enchantment in Magic. But Heartstopper Aura is a spell, and you can kind of tell, like, if, let me move this mouse off of this. Let's do this. Okay, so Heartstopper Aura has this like little like cross and something like it looks like a spell, so that's how you know it's a spell. And then on the Assault Ladders, it actually has like a little shield on it, which means that that's a an enchantment that goes on one of your lanes and it stays there forever until your opponent destroys it. And then Untested Grunt, it has like a little sign that kind of shows like a creature, so that's how you know it's a creature. Gehedito saludos desde Peru. I think that says hello from Peru, and hello back to you. Okay, so the other thing that we're going to do is when we first start playing our game, we start with 3 mana. So you'll see that it's 3 over 3, which means that the bottom part is how much mana that we have for this turn, how much mana total we can have, and then the top is how much we have available. So we have 3 of our 3 mana available because we haven't used it. Now, in this game, mana is mana. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have a certain color of mana, nothing like that. You just have to have enough of it to cast the spell. So now, other than that, right now, you'll see on Assault Ladders, and also on Better Late Than Never, the blue card and then the black card here, there's 2 little arrows. So the 2 little arrows means that you can actually cast that spell into a different lane. So that way some things have like an ability that happens before everything else happens, before like the action step or something like that. So that way it'll happen right away. And then sometimes you want to be able to do that and not, 'cause you don't always want to cast things in your lane. So somebody said, do all heroes have passives? No, there are some things that don't have passives, like Axe. Axe doesn't have a passive. He is just a 7/2/11, which is stupid. So it's stupid, but it's good. All right, so that's what we have on board. And so right now, first turn, our opponent has priority, so we don't draw 2 cards at the beginning of the game, and in the beginning of the game, priority is chosen randomly. So if you look here, he had on the top left, he has this little gold coin. Now that gold coin means that he's able to decide, and on our right side, you'll see that we do not have it. So that means that he has priority right now. He has 3 mana, so in this lane, he could cast a red spell right now that costs 3 or less, and we'd be good. Or he would be good. But if you look at our damage, so right now, these are randomly decided, like these little arrows at the top of the card, and that tells you which direction they're attacking. So because Axe is attacking straight and there's no blocker in front of him, it's doing that 7 damage down here to our tower. Now, up here, this guy is a 2/4, he's attacking our guy who's a 5/6, and we're going to be taking 2 damage, which would take us -2, and we would be doing 5, and that would take this to death, and that's why there's this X around it with this the skull. So right now it's showing us what if we didn't do anything else from here on out, what the damage would be and what the result would be. And that result would be this would die, we would take 7, and this guy would take 2. Now, in Artifact, you wondered, like, well, how do we get gold? Well, gold it's kind of like in Dota, where you kill a melee creep, you get gold. You kill stuff, you get gold. So in this game, if you kill a creep, you get 1 gold, and if you kill a hero, you get 5 gold. And then I'll show you when we get to our shopping phase how we can actually spend that gold. So, and here we go. So right now, it's our opponent's turn. We're going to look at our Heartstopper Aura, but we can't cast it because it costs 4. We've got Untested Grunt, but we can't cast in these spells because it's not our turn. Like, it's not our initiative, it's our opponent's initiative, so that's what we're waiting on. So that's why we actually can't do anything right now, because we're just waiting to see what our opponent's doing, and our opponent is taking his sweet ass time. All right, so our opponent casts Duel, so he gets to choose an allied red hero and another unit, and they battle each other. So that's really bad for us because he spends 2 mana. His guy's going to do 7 to us, and then our 5 we would normally be able to do to him, but he's got 2 armor, and armor will subtract damage from each source equal to the armor. So that 5 damage becomes 3. So we're going to deal 3. He's going to deal 7 to us with Duel, and it's going to kill our hero on the board. And since we have no hero, let's do it. our guy is toast. So now we have no hero. Our opponent got 5 gold. And since we have no hero, we can't cast any of these spells. And that's just a kind of a feel bad, man. That doesn't happen a lot where your guy just gets instantly smoked in the very first turn without being able to cast a spell. But we didn't have initiative, so he got to cast a spell and he got rid of our guy. So now we do have initiative. As you can see, the gold coin is up, but we can't cast any spells. So we pass, and once we pass, if our opponent passes, we go to damage. So went to damage, took 9, and now we're on to our second lane. So now in this lane, yes, you do need a hero in the lane to cast spells. So now I've got my black hero here. I can cast, since I have initiative, I can cast my Untested Grunt. I can cast Assault Ladders. Do creeps count as whatever the color the heroes in that lane is? No. Creeps don't count as any color. So creeps, if you look at the creep, actually even just the frame, it's like that gray, like colorless spell. I am wearing an artifact t-shirt, yes. And so melee creeps don't count as any color. And then the given time per action, so I believe you have like 30 seconds to make a play. And then you have your timer. Now, you have 5 minutes per board of time, but the thing is, if you ever run out of this time, you lose the game. But after all 3 boards have played, you get an extra 2 minutes. And can you cast spells if your only hero is stunned? If you're stunned, you can cast spells, but if you're silenced, you can't. Because stunning doesn't take away the color identity, but silencing it does. So, but I think there's some silencing going on in this match, but I'm not quite sure. But let's talk about the board again. So we've got 3 minutes. We got 3 mana. We have initiative, so we have to decide if we want to do Untested Grunts or Assault Ladders. Now, Untested Grunt is just a 4/2 melee. I'm not sure. Let's find out. Like, I think you can cast spells when you're stunned, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Like, I know for a fact, because I don't think that stun might silence. Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Stun could also work as silence as well. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. I don't do a lot of stunning. Disarm, it disarms and silences a unit. Perfect. Thank you, Bobby Roberts. So that's one of the things too about this game is, so we've got stun, disarm, and silence. So disarm means that the creature does not deal any damage that round. Silence means that they lose their color identity for that turn, so you can't cast spells. And then stun, I'm pretty sure now, is disarm and silence. So that's one of the abilities. And how is initiative decided? In the very beginning of the game, initiative is random. And then from there, it's whoever passes first will have initiative if you both pass. So, for example, I've got initiative right now. So let's go through this. So I think, yeah, please post the wiki link. No problem. So Assault Ladders deals +2 damage to the tower itself, but we don't have anybody unblocked, so that doesn't do anything. We want to get this Untested Grunt in. So now he had a decision. Like, you could just put the Untested Grunt on either side. It actually doesn't matter at this point. So as you can see, let's go back a little bit. And I want to show you something when it comes down. All right, see this card that flips over? So this card that flips over, it shows you which way it's attacking. So when he put this 4/2 down, it randomizes which way. So he can't attack right because there's nothing there. So he can only either attack left or straight. And in this case, this is where RNG comes in, is that RNG is going to make it decide if it's going to go to this melee creep or if it's going to go to the tower. At this point, we probably would have loved to have to actually just attacked the melee creep because it would have killed the melee creep. And since the creep is pointed across at this one and not at us, it wouldn't have done any damage here, and we would have just killed this and got the gold from it. So instead, it's going straight, does 4 damage up here. Now, the problem on this lane is that we have a 6/9 attacking our 8/6, so we would hit it and only deal 8 and not kill it, whereas it's going to kill us, and it's going to give our opponent an extra 5 gold. So our opponent's going to be way up on gold, and all we're able to do is cast this 4/2. But the other thing, too, is heroes in this game don't stay dead. So if your hero dies, it goes back to the fountain, and the fountain is actually where your heroes will stay until they come back, and they only stay in the fountain one turn. So if you look in the top left, you'll see that you've got a blue little check mark next to this blue hero. He's got a green check mark next to or a blue check mark next to his green hero, and then we've got 2 heroes over here that have -1. All that means is that these are going to come out next turn, and then we have to wait 1 turn before those other heroes come back. So in this case, we've spent our mana. Now we're at 1 mana. Our opponent now has 3 mana he can use, and we'll see what he wants to do. There's not too many red spells that he would want to cast here. One of them would be, so that's why he just passed. And then, so he passes, and now if we pass, since he passed first, he'll have initiative going into the next lane. And so yeah, that'll mean this is going to die. So now he got that extra 5. So he's at 10. We're down another hero. Now on this lane, it's a little bit different. So we do have 3. He's got 3. Now, if this goes as it looks, our guy will take 4 here and die. We'll deal 2. We'll deal 3 to the tower. But I do have Battlefield Control, and I have Better Late Than Never. So Battlefield Control is his special card, which will allow us to choose any unit and then decide where we want it to attack, as long as it's allied. And what allied means is that as long as it's at least only 1 away from its target, you can change it to that target. So like if there was 2 other creeps or heroes or whatever in front of our blue hero, we could use Battlefield Control to change his target to wherever we wanted it to go. So in this case, I'm almost certain he's going to cast Better Late Than Never. Better Late Than Never puts a melee creep at any lane, so he could put it in this lane, and since it has the 2 little arrows next to the 3, it could, melee creep in any lane. So he could put it in this lane to try to get some advantage here. That is Jamoy, your boy Jamoy. But for the most part, I just want to make sure you know it's a 3/8. Now he also has an ability on here, and you'll see it has a 4 next to it. And what that means is that we have to wait that many turns before we use the ability. And his ability, you would just use it, and it draws a card. But it only draws 1 card every 4 turns, so it's all right. Battlefield Control is really what makes Jamoy pretty good, is being able to change targets. So abilities don't need mana. The only thing that needs mana is your spells that are in your hand, because you can also buy equipment, and equipment doesn't. So right now, so like I said, he's looking at Battlefield Control. He's also looking at, so if he Battlefields Control, he could move the 4 to come over to Jamoy, but I don't think that is really where we want to be right now. I think he just wants to put a melee creep in here, or in one of these lanes, and then try to decide where we want to go with it. So if he puts it in this lane, he could try to fight in that lane if he doesn't want to give it up. I'm just not quite sure about that play right there. So all right, so end of the round, we now get to go to our shopping phase. Now what our shopping phase does is where we can spend gold. In this particular case, our opponent has 11 gold, we have 0, because he killed 2 heroes and a melee creep, and we killed nothing. So we have no gold to be able to use, but it still goes to the shopping phase. Now in the shopping phase, there's 3 different things. There's a secret shop, there's the item deck, and there's your consumables. So your item deck is 9 cards that you decide what you want to put in your deck. In this case, it's the pre-con, so like it's kind of irrelevant. It just comes with what it comes with. The secret shop can be any item just in the history of the game. So, and the consumables are things that are just one-use stuff. So we don't have any gold, but if we did, we could buy something from the secret shop. We could buy a consumable. We could do any of this. We can also, if we had gold, we could also hold. But it will show like a little gold, like right by the hold. And then you could like keep this secret shop up for 1 turn and then try to buy it next turn. In this case, normally you try to kind of cycle through your item deck, so that way you can get to your really good items. And then also like the consumables like Town Portal Scroll are very good because you want to, sometimes you just need to get a hero off of a lane that you maybe have already won or that you have no chance of winning and you want to commit to a different lane. So Town Portal Scroll is very good. The other thing that's cool about these is that they don't require mana to use it. And your heroes at the top of their card have 3 different little slots. They have like a weapon slot, they have this like armor slot, and then they have like another item slot. So in this case, I could put a musket on my guy, I could also put a phase boots on him, and it's going to stay on my guy for the entire game unless somehow it gets destroyed or condemned or something to that effect. So, but again, we don't have any we don't have any gold, so we are kind of pooped on right now, so there's nothing we can do. And that's probably what is getting explained to this guy right now. All right, so now we go to hero deployment. We have 1 blue hero coming in, which is Zeus. Now, we also have 2 melee creeps, and the melee creeps spawn randomly, but you do get to know where they spawn. So our opponent's getting 2 melee creeps that are spawning on left lane, and then we're also going to have, ours got split. We've got one that's coming to the left lane, we've got one that's going in the right lane, but then we do get to decide where we put Zeus, or we put our 3/7. There are a bunch of champs that only showed up in Valve's application for content patents. Any word if they're going to show up in the final release? I have no idea, and even if I had an idea, I couldn't tell you. So, Bizak, or is it? No, Bizkaj. So, all right, so now we're going to try to decide where we want to put this Zeus. And then also, we don't get to see where our opponent's 411 goes until we decide where ours goes. So, can you see where the creeps of the enemy goes before deployment? Yeah. So, like right now, there's 2 melee creeps that are going into the first lane, and then our 2 melee creeps got split. You haven't said anything because I was watching the longest set. Yeah. But yes. So our melee creeps right there. Now we don't get to see where our opponent's hero goes yet, so we have to decide now, though, like, where does the enemy get gold even if you kill your own hero? Yes. If a hero, whenever your heroes die, your opponent, or whenever any of your stuff dies, your opponent gets that gold, and the same vice versa. So if the hero is equipped cards, when does it come back? Does equipment already? Yeah. So when you do equip your hero with any of those equipment, it stays on your hero, so you don't have to worry about that. But let's go and think about where we need to put this, where you would put the Zeus. So, right now, we would look and say, okay, if we put it in this lane, and it'll almost certainly get placed in front of Axe, and if it gets put in front of Axe, it's going to instantly die. We could put it in mid lane. If it gets put in front of the 6/1, it's not going to die instantly, but it's also possible that he could modify it or something like that. Can't deny League of Legends TCG confirmed. And then on the right side, we could place it there, but we already have Jamoy. We have a 3/8 here. So the reason that we want to put Zeus in a different lane is so that way we can cast a blue spell in this lane and in this lane. Even though we only have 1 blue spell in hand, we do draw 2 cards a turn, but we want to maximize our mana. So if we put this in this lane, we would only have 4 mana to use for our spells, or for our blue spells. And if we put it in a different lane, we could use 4 in this lane and 4 in another lane. So are there any ways to destroy damage immunity? I don't think that there's any ways to deny or destroy damage immunity. So are there instance interrupts? There's nothing that does that right now. There's no counter spells. There's nada. So I would assume Condemn is like the closest thing that you're going to be able to do to damage immunity. But it doesn't, like, I guess counter is not the right word. But we get to decide where we're going to put our Zeus. I would assume it's going to go in one of these 2 lanes. I would probably put it in mid, but because putting it over here means that it could land in front of Axe, and I don't particularly feel like that seems like a good play. All right, so now we see that these, like I told you, we saw where the melee creeps went to this lane. He also placed his 411 mid lane to try to fight on this lane here. And he has 1, 2, 3, 4 of his heroes on board, so he's trying to maybe push this because he feels like this is going to be contested. He feels like he's going to win here, and he wants to try to move forward on this mid. And all right, so now we're going to go to our first lane here, top lane, and we're going to draw. He draws 2 cards. We draw 2 cards. All right, so as you saw there, it looked like he drew 4 cards, right? MTG Pyro, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that, bro. 2 months in a row. Got him. You'll see his hand. So see how there's these 2 gold cards? So the gold cards are items that he bought. So remember he had all that gold and now it's gone. That's what happened. So he has 2 items in his hand that he can play, and then he has his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 normal cards. So we also have 5 cards, but the problem is that we don't have any heroes in this lane. So without heroes in this lane, we are just screwed. There's nothing we can do in this lane. We can't cast any spells, and so I'm assuming our opponent either didn't know that. The guy playing didn't know that, or he just kind of wanted to just give up on this lane. But with 2 melee creeps coming to the lane, maybe like he should have placed a hero here. I don't know. Or he had 1 already in, so he had 1 more coming. So he could have placed in here, but there was like this chance of it going in front of Axe. So I totally understand why. But he did have a battlefield control. So like even if it did get placed in front of Axe, he could battlefield control and then put. All right. So anyway. Our opponent played Blade of the Vigil, and it gives the equipped hero gets +2 attack and +2 cleave. So this is going to be for one of our first keywords to kind of understand what goes on. And for me, I didn't really understand how cleave worked at first, so I will help you. So we were at 7 power on Axe, now we're at 9, so that's obviously the first part. Now what cleave does is the person that you're pointing at is always going to take the main damage. So that's the 9, right? So you'll see here it's -9, so that's going to kill this. Now, what cleave does is on either direction of the cleave, either direction of the main person you're attacking, you're going to do the cleave damage. So cleave damage is not the 9. Cleave damage is whatever cleave you have. So this is +2 cleave. So it'll deal 2 damage to whoever's here, and it'll 2 damage to whoever was here. Now, since there's nobody there, it doesn't do damage to the tower. It would only do it to whatever is here. So the reason that this guy's dying is he's got 2 damage coming in front of him. He's got 2 cleave damage coming from Axe, 9 cleave damage coming to this minion. But if there was no minion here, this 9 would just be going straight, and this would take no cleave. So you have to have something in front of it. It has to be getting blocked in order for cleave to trigger, essentially. I guess that's the best way to put it. So again, we are in deep doo-doo in this lane. We do have 3 heroes coming back next turn, so we could try to fight on this lane, or we could give up on it. But once this takes 40 damage, it will respawn a new minion. So yes, our minions here. We could give up on the lane because that'll take us. I don't know how much he wants to commit to this lane. Like, he's way down on this lane. He could try to win the other 2 lanes. It's going to be up to him. I don't know if he wants to fight into an Axe that has cleave this early. So I'm going to work on terminology. Again, I'm a Magic player, and I use Magic terms. So until I learn more. So you'll have to excuse my Magic terminology as opposed to artifact terminology. I will work on that. So it's not League of Legends card game. It would be the Dota 2. He might be stream sniping. He's just looking over. He's like from however many tables away. All right, so let's look at this board real fast. All right, so we've got our creeps here, and right now you can see everybody's pointing forward, and all of our creeps here are going to die, and then we're fighting here, so there's that 6. This would deal 6 here. We would deal 3 here, which would kill this guy, and now we would get 6 gold here. He would get 3 more, so we would be on 5 to 6. But obviously, he had like 10 gold to start, so we're a little behind on that side. So he could also battlefield control here and change this 6-1 here to move over to the 2-2, so that your Zeus doesn't take the 6 damage. But the good thing is that if he casts battlefield control, because Zeus's ability is whenever you cast a blue spell, it does piercing damage to your opponents, to their board. So I don't remember if it does it just to the neighboring guys or if it does it to everyone, but I think it's just to his neighbors, so his enemy guys that are in front of him. So he's going to maybe use battlefield control. So he's using battlefield control on his own guy and chose there. I mean, it didn't matter. So what happened is, so it does it to its neighbors. So he did 1 piercing damage here, 1 piercing damage there. So his red guy died, so now he can't cast any red spells in this lane. It did 1 damage to this creep, but the creep was going to die anyway, so that's not a big deal. But since we only have black cards in our hand, we can't cast anything. It's a bit hard for new guys, though. A lot of shit going on in 3 lanes. Yes, there is a lot of stuff going on. So now his active ability, or his passive ability, gives his allied neighbors +1 armor. So that's why this creep isn't killing this guy, and it's because his armor went up 1. So this normally, if he didn't have the armor, it would kill. But so we got 5, as we can see in the bottom right. We got 5 gold. We killed his hero. All 3 of these guys are going to die. But we'll see what our opponent is going to do here. I'm assuming he's probably got to have something in green that he can cast for 4. There's so many different spells he could cast. There's not too much direct damage in green, so we're not terribly worried about that side of it. We do want to get some blue cards because we've got 2 blue heroes in lane, and our black heroes are coming back next turn. But we'll have to almost certainly split them in these next 2 lanes. We don't want to. I don't know how much he wants to fight in this lane. Can you cast a blue spell in a different lane if there's no blue hero in that lane, but you have a current one in the active lane? So you can do that, but it has to have... so when it comes to spells, and I was talking about this earlier, is you've got these 2 little arrows that are on the side of the card, and if it has those 2 little arrows, that means you can actually cast this in a different lane, or you have to just cast it in your lane. So like if this was a black hero, I could cast this Assault Ladders in a different lane that didn't have a black hero. So that is possible. Is this game you played in packs or a random guy? No, this is a random guy in the game. This is in my game. I do have some of my own games, and I don't know if I actually edited those yet. So again, in this lane we came in. We don't have no blue spells, so we're not able to actually cast any spells here. If we had blue, we could use them, but they're all black, so we just pass and see what our opponent does, because he's going to deal 4 damage to our creep. 4 damage is going to kill it. And the guy playing is looking at... Isn't Thunder Wrath untargeted anyway? Yeah, well, Thunder Wrath is untargeted anyway. It just does 4 damage to all heroes in all lanes. So, all right. So now we're back in shopping. So we've got 7. So here's the question right now is going to be, we can't buy Hero's Cape, and we're not going to pay 1 gold to hold it, simply because we're just not going to do that. 16 health is a lot of health, but right now that's not our focus. We got to try to get back in this game. So normally it's going to be hard. Like, you want to kind of cycle through this so that you can get maybe a leather armor, which will give you +1 armor, and then you could also maybe get a sword and pump up your attack. But I feel like we're kind of behind, and I might just spend 5 gold to buy a potion of knowledge and just try to get some more cards, more blue cards actually, and try to do it that way. So I'm not sure what he's going to do here, but we shall see. Maybe draw a card? All right, so he did draw a card. So we've got 3 heroes coming in, and now you can see that these 3 heroes, we can choose where these heroes go. So we see that we got 2 melee creeps that are going in our right lane, and then our opponent has 1 coming mid, and then 1 coming in the right lane as well. So we have a nice little setup going here, but we do want to have a black hero in this lane. We want to separate our black heroes because that way we can use multiple black spells. So I would assume we would put our 8/6 in this lane. We would put our 8/6 in the far right hand lane. We would put our 5/6 in this lane, and then we would just take a guess as to where we want to put our 2/5 maiden. He could try to... our left lane is just pooped on over here, so he could just give this up and just try to win these 2 lanes. He should have time, because this is only dealing 15, so that gives it at least 2 turns, and then 80 damage. So, if it was me, I would place the 5-6 in this lane, 8-6 in this lane, and then our Crystal Maiden I would put in our mid lane here, so that way if somehow we lost our Zeus, we could still cast a blue spell on this lane. Yes, in order to win the game, you have to kill 2 towers. So you can either kill 2 different towers at 40, but once you kill one tower, it turns into a tower with 80 hit points. So you could also do it that way. So you could kill a 40 and an 80 in the same lane and win that way. All right, so he put 2 black heroes in the right lane and then a blue hero in the first lane. Would you lose if you draw all your cards? No, you don't lose if you draw all your cards. So you just don't get to draw any more cards, and you can get stuff out of the shopping phase, but that's pretty much it. So our player here decided to put his maiden in the first lane, and we drew all black cards. So, and then we drew a Frostbite. So now we do have a blue spell we can cast. Can you choose not to play a hero that's available from the fountain? No, you have to play all your heroes when they're available from the fountain. They have to deploy. So, so he could Frostbite here and deal 2 damage to it, which is going to do 0 because he has 2 armor, and disarm it to try to essentially you would pay 3 mana to give your tower 9 life, or he could try to save it for one of his other lanes, because I just don't know why this this Ice Maiden's on this lane, because she's just not going to be able to do anything here. So, but it's here. So, but I still wouldn't cast Frostbite. But maybe he really wants to. Maybe he really wants that Frostbite. But if you're gonna put in the Maiden here, you're probably going to cast Frostbite, because that's why he put it here, is to try to cast a blue spell on this lane. Yeah, Ice Maiden. Is that what it's not called? Is it called something else? So even though not a Dota player, no. What is it called? How do you enter the giveaway? You enter the giveaway by being a follower here on Twitch and retweeting Crystal Maiden. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Crystal Maiden. I don't know. I said Ice Maiden. It just looked like ice. It was like in the, I don't know. It looks like Christmas in the background. So Crystal Maiden, thank you. Iron Maiden, yes. All right. So he didn't. Nope. Hold on. What the heck just happened there? I was too busy. All right. So he cast Frostbite on this minion to save 2 damage here instead of 13 over on this side. Thank God we got rid of Riot, at least better. Ward bitch is the Dota term for her. I'll keep that in mind. But until then, I'll use Crystal Maiden. All right. So ended up getting 1 gold, but I'm not sure about that. So now this is why we wanted to separate our black heroes. So if we had a black hero here and a black hero in our basically our bottom lane, then we would have been able to cast, like, we have 5 mana. We could have cast Heartstopper Aura. We could have cast Assault Ladders, Disciple. I mean, we could have cast any of these things, since we would have 10 mana. We'd have 5 in this lane and 5 in the next lane. So we could have cast, 2. We could have just cast more stuff. So instead, we can do nothing in this lane, and our Zeus just dies. So, yeah. I feel like the guy who's playing this game is in deep... Oh, and he decided to duel first, so that way, even if we had a blue spell, we wouldn't be able to use it. So, yes. If we don't have a Twitter account, can we still participate in the giveaway? Yeah, you can just follow here on Twitch, KidGrit, and then you'd be in the giveaway for the Twitch followers. So now in this lane, we've got 2 black heroes, and we have our blue hero, but we have no blue spell, so that doesn't do anything, and we only have 5 mana. So we can, if we want to try to win this lane quickly, we could cast Untested Grunt and then cast Assault Ladders in this lane. But we have 3 heroes on a lane that we are are really, really winning anyway. You do have to be active in the chat if you get chosen. So that is going to be importante. Disciple is usually what you're going to alpha with. So if it was me, with 5 mana, I would probably just cast... What did he cast? Assault Ladders? Okay. Meaning you just have to respond. That's all. Summoning Sickness is not a thing. Well, as soon as you put it in the board, it is coming. It's getting beat down. Do you think that people from Magic are going to turn to this game? I think that people in Magic will definitely want to play this game. I think the support is going to be better. I think RNG is a lot better in this game than it is in Magic. Does your hero give more gold the stronger it gets? No, your hero is always worth 5. You keep for this player. Isn't the player... No, the player is not me. This is not... It is definitely not me here. So, he did play that, and then he also has the Assault Ladder. So, as you can see, there's 3 guys who are unblocked, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But because we have Assault Ladders, we're getting 2 more damage. So that's with the 2, 4, 6 extras coming up. So now we're at 14. So we're going to kill this. We're going to kill this. He has no more mana left, and we're sitting on, we'll get an extra 6 gold here. But the problem is we've got 3 heroes stuck on this lane. So, yeah. And Grant's going to give us another 6 gold. That'll put us to 9, but we're still really in a bad, or not we, but this guy's in a real bad spot. Because he's got to get these heroes off this lane, because otherwise he's going to lose his top lane, he's going to lose mid, and then the game is over. So he bought a poaching knife, and let me back up real fast. All right, so here we go. Of course, Artifact, man, you're going to throw money and get the better. Yeah. Am I going to try to go pro? Think a $1 million tournament is just insane? Yeah, it is. And I want a piece of that. I want a piece of that money. Okay, so he's got 9 gold, but right now, gold isn't what's going to get us back in this game. What's going to get us back in this game is our board positioning, and I don't think paying 8 to get extra gold is what we want to be doing. I want to actually be able to find some way to just get these heroes off this lane. So I would probably buy leather armor and then just kind of cycle through my deck and see what I can get to. But we know that this guy does not do that. He buys poaching knife. So, all right. So he ended up with 2 melee creeps being placed on our bottom lane. Ours got split again between mid and top, and then he's got our 6/9 coming in. I just posted to Reddit suggesting a cube draft mode for Artifact. That would be insane, but I don't know that we're to that point. So, all right. We don't have any heroes coming in this turn, so that's why we don't get to do anything this time. But our opponent does have this. So my record at PAX, I basically played once each day, and I missed playing on the main stage the first 2 times by 1. I lost my win into both times, and then in the third one, I just got raffle stomped when I ended up with the blue-black deck, and my opponent just beat the crap out of me in the third day. So, so we're just waiting to see what our opponent is going to do and where they're going to place. So let's see. All right. So he went mid to try to basically bury us. And okay. So now this lane actually becomes a little bit more interesting, possibly, if we drew a blue. So the problem here is that we still have this axe here with Cleave, so putting something in front of it isn't that great, and we're just not doing anything. Any nether warded this lane, so whenever we play a spell on our second lane, our tower takes 2 damage. Poaching knife doesn't do anything here. So strafing run does do 2 damage here, but the problem is that since this guy's pointing forward, it's still doing 11 damage to our tower. and that does nothing for us. So, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out, how do you join the giveaway? Well, I'm sure somebody I'll let the people in the chat explain to you how to do that. I think that, I'm not sure how tournaments would work, but I'm assuming that there would be some sort of, maybe cash packs, something like that. But does this game make you want to try Dota at all? I've played a lot of League. I never actually played any Dota. So, all right. So our opponent placed a 7-drop. So we were at 1 on that lane. So we're almost certainly going to lose this game. There's no way for us to do anything. On this lane, I mean, sure, you could place a Vandal here if you really wanted to. But, I mean, that's not going to do anything. The problem is that, like, I would like to play, like, more games like Dota and things like that, but the problem, I mean, I just don't have enough time. Like, I've got to choose a couple of games to play and then just kind of go from there. So that's where I'm at. It's like, I'm going to choose Artifact and Magic, right? We are seeing this game for something in particular. No, the reason that this game is being played is so that way we can just kind of explain to people how the game is played. You do need to be in the chat. All right, so we've got 6 again, and the only way we're going to get back in this game is by casting or putting in a million hero or minions or something into this middle lane, which I don't know is even possible. So, yeah. Control versus control matchups can be pretty long sometimes, I'm not going to lie. All right, so that's going in mid, but he ended up getting 2 more melee creeps. And Dota eat your soul and you are blinded to it. Trust you. I will trust you. I don't need something else eating my soul like Magic has done for the last 25 years and me traveling around the world playing that. I mean, I love Magic, but like it definitely has taken a lot out of me. So, all right. So again, here's where I was talking about with this whole, having Cleave here. So, I mean, he can Frostbite this lane, but he can't win this lane. He is just kind of what is considered control and artifact removal movement. The big thing, I mean, control and artifact for me would be obviously AoE goes a long way. That's, in my opinion, that's really where it all comes in, is how much AoE do you have? If you have a ton of AoE, you're probably playing some sort of control deck. Berserker Call, that isn't going to do anything because he disarmed him. So we're going to draw a card, but again, we are super dead. And he's just playing out his final turns because he ended up getting 3 heroes stuck in his bottom lane instead of placing him in mid, and he put this the Crystal Maiden in the top lane, and yeah, that's a problem. So if he strafing runs here, he'll kill this won't kill this, and yeah. There was no chance in this game. So what I think is Meepo, I think Meepo is it's pretty interesting, I guess is the best way to put it. I think it has potential. AoE is so in Magic terminology, AoE is basically being able to, like, an area of effect. So it's like Wrath of God or Pyroclasm, something that affects all of the creatures on board, or in this case, all of your opponent's creatures. So as we could kind of see in that game, there was you can learn how to play Artifact and still make really bad decisions, and our opponent made a pretty bad decision in putting 2 black heroes in the bottom lane, so then he couldn't maximize his mana, and then he put his blue hero in his first lane, and because he did that, now it's stuck out there, can't do anything, and that lane's way lost as it is. So one of the things that you'll kind of learn about this game is well, when do I need to give up on a lane and when do I not? So, but yeah, that is that. The guy never played a CCG before. Yeah, if you've never played a CCG before, I understand that. So, all right. let's find. All right, just trying to figure out which game we want to play. So I'll tell you what matchups I have, and then you can kind of let me know what you want to do. So I've got green black versus green red. I've got red black versus green black. I've got red green versus blue red. I've got red green, another red green versus blue red, and then I also have blue red versus blue black. So, all right, let's. Is it red black or is it maybe? Let's see. Let's see what we get. So this is. So no. This is blue red. I just put a B instead of a U because I'm magic. But I believe that this is the money deck. So this is going to be the red-blue deck versus the green-black money deck. So can both players have the same hero? Yes, you definitely can. So what I'm going to do for this game is instead of... I'm not going to pause it unless maybe somebody asks me something specifically. So, but I want to kind of talk about... Start over. Sorry. I just want to kind of give the positioning here and kind of explain what are the specs to play this game. I mean, I don't think you're going to need too much because it's going to be able to be played on your phones and tablets and all of that eventually. So the blue-red deck looks like we've got Foresight, which in Magic is Divination. We've got Red Mist Pillager, which is a 4/2, but if it deals damage to a tower, it copies itself. Thunder God's Wrath deals 4 damage to all of the enemy heroes on all lanes. And then Time of Triumph does like all kinds of crazy shit. It does like +4 basically +4 almost everything to all. You'll see. We'll get to that. All right. Kef de Bold. All right. So right now in this positioning, there's not much we can do here. We're just going to get that damage in, move on. We've got Luna on this board, so so just so you know, her passive deals 1 piercing damage to a random enemy. But we only have 3, so we can't cast anything. So we just pass, and then our Luna is going to get pooped on. And the reason she's taking extra damage is because the assassin does an extra 4 damage to heroes. So I really like Luna. I think she's sick. But that's only because Eclipse is broke. So... all right, so he just played the gold mine on this lane. So after combat, he's going to get an extra 3 gold. And that's all the deck wants to do. The deck just wants to continue to get gold. And on this lane, we are killing a... Oh, sorry, this is the first time I think we've seen Rix. So the 3/7, the cool thing about this is that instead of having to wait a turn... He comes back, if he goes to the fountain, he gets to come back immediately. So him dying is kind of whatever, he just immediately gets to be replaced. So whenever you put really sweet equipment on him, it's really nice because he's just coming right back. So anyway, on this lane, again, we only have 3 mana. We can't really do much here. And now we're going to go to the shop. We only have 1 gold, so we're not shopping for shit. And so, yeah. Alright, so our melee creeps got split between top and mid, and we have a Zeus coming in. I'm almost certain... Oh, okay, so I guess he wants to give up mid. I thought he might place... might place that mid so we can cast red spell, blue spell, and another red spell. Yeah, because he maybe wants to Foresight, so I'm not sure. Yes, creep placement is random. Okay, so now we're looking at our top lane. When is the giveaway? The giveaway will be at the end of the stream. All right, so we've got 4. We drew Fighting Instinct, which we can't cast, and Nasal Goo, which gives something -2 armor. Oh, here's something to know: is armor works both ways. So if you have armor, it's going to subtract damage from every source, whereas if you have negative armor, it adds damage. So if I give this guy -2, my 2 guys now doing 4. I don't know how that works, but that's how it is. But I think you just cast Foresight on this lane. I mean, creeps are... Most decks don't really care too much about how creeps work and where they're being placed. I mean, it is good to be able to have creeps in lanes that you need to worry about, but that is a big RNG. All right, so he gave his bottom lane +2 mana, and now we're going to be able to kill his hero, kill his 4/3, and get back in this gold race. So now we're at 7, and that lane looks okay. Here, we can't do anything because we just don't have any heroes here. So he's just going to be able to kill this creep and gain a gold and go to 2. Giveaway hasn't happened yet. Based on... Okay, all right, let's see. So he killed that creep. So now on this lane, we can Nasal Goo and give that to Rix. So that way... Because it modifies it. So modify means that it'll stay. When you deal 2 damage with Lucent Beam passive on units with -1 armor, does it only apply? No, it applies to all damage. And, alright. So he coup de grace hit our guy, but we couldn't cast any red spells in this lane anyway, so Debbie lives, and we're going to be taking 9 here. More than that now, 11, because he equipped Debbie with... Sorry, it's... The reason we call this Debbie is because in beta, that's what it was called. It's coup de grace, right? Not coup de grace. That's what I was told. So, but I could be wrong. I want to make sure I pronounce that right because there was all kinds of heat about people producing that incorrectly. If a hero dies, he goes to the fountain, waits 2 turns to revive, and goes back to the game. Except for Rix, he can come back the very next round. Correct. All right, so we've got 2 creeps coming in. We've got 2 heroes. We want to put, I think putting her there is fine. No. There, yeah. I think we should give up on this 3rd lane. I think we should play top, and I would have probably placed Luna into our top lane, and no, we couldn't have done that. No, we would have had to place Luna mid, I think, and just give up on our 3rd lane. All right, so we've got Eclipse, we've got Fighting Instinct. So right now, we can if we leather armor Zeus, that doesn't do anything. He still dies, and we can't cast any of these other spells. So I'm not sure why he would put that there. Yeah, like, I'm just kind of confused. Like, Short Sword doesn't do anything. Like, I mean, he could put the armor on there and then Short Sword it as well and then do the extra damage so that when he casts Thunder God's Wrath, it'll die. So, like, there's that. Because then it'll take it to 4, and then when we Thunder God's Wrath, it'll kill that. So that's probably the plan. So now we get to kill his... Nope. We were going to be able to kill his assassin. Well, we still can kill his assassin eventually. We just need to get his heroes to 4. Aaron Rodgers came back to throw 300 yards and 3 TDs. Yes, sir! Oh, that's great. All right. And on this lane, we were lucky enough that we didn't get in front of Debbie. But we don't have anything to cast in this lane. But doesn't the enemy have Hand of God to heal his units the next turn? It depends on when initiative happens, right? So, like, if we have initiative, we can Thunder God's Wrath and kill all of his guys before he gets to do Hand of God. So that's... Oh, you mean on 6. Yeah. Used to play Hearthstone, but it was too expensive to keep buying expansions. I mean, TCGs are expensive. Like, that's just kind of like how it goes. Very few TCGs are going to be cheap. Right, but Hand of God, but it depends on when that happens. Like, if we kill all of his guys first, then Hand of God's not going to do anything to that. So, he spent 7 on Furline Mantle. I think I would have just bought the Traveler's Cloak and kind of dug into my deck, but, you know, what are you going to do? Echo Slam is also insane. All right, so we've got an 8-12. I think we can fight... Oh, somebody hit the camera. Nice. I'm not I think if we had priority, like we could have put our we could have put that 8-12. We could have put Bristleback in our bottom lane and then Eclipsed in that lane when we have priority. So, Rob, tell us how you feel about the Browns getting the drawn pit. Yeah, I have no bell, so I don't have to worry about that. And Echo slammed the cam. Yeah, he basically did. All right, so here we're just gonna, yeah, just more. This is PAX gameplay. Yes, this is a video that I took when I was at PAX. I'm not sure what the plan is on this lane. Like, eventually, I guess he can come back and try to win this lane a little bit later, and that right now he's just trying to hold it, and because he can Furline Mantle and just like make this guy just like the biggest monster in the world. But I think full collection is going to be, I mean, we're talking, you know, almost what, 250 cards, and a playset is 3, right? 3 or 4. So I mean, it's probably going to be at least $300 or $400, right? You can't grind it all. No, none of that. Just buy. Just buy. Okay, so hold on. Let's back up here for a second. Before he does this fighting instinct. So he has double Tower Barrage in his hand, and Tower Barrage does 2 damage to creeps, 2 damage to all the enemies in this lane. So if he just casts Tower Barrage, it will kill both those creeps. It'll do 2 damage to the assassin, and then our creep will kill the assassin, and our creep on the far right will live. So the play here, the initial cost of the game is only $20, and $20 gives you, I think, a couple precons and 10 boosters. So why wasn't the last day of PAX streamed? Was it because you didn't want us to see something we shouldn't? No, the reason that I think the internet at PAX was trash, like super trash and expensive. So I don't know that for a fact that's why they didn't do it on 3 or on the last day, but part of me thinks that's why. Like, why pay a bunch of money for, you know, internet that really is really kind of crap. So anyway, the play here is to Tower Siege, and if you Tower Siege, you're going to be in a pretty good spot, because that will clear everything on this board except for 1 melee creep. And yeah. But I think our opponent doesn't do that. I mean, our guy doesn't do that. So he plays Fighting Instinct instead. So I'm not sure why. Because Tower Barrage is the stones. But, so if you have the beta, you don't have to pay the initial 20. No, if you have a beta code, you get into the beta, and on top of that, any coup de graces. Oh, man. So yeah, like, lots of problems going on here. He could Furline Mantle, but what he really needs to do is to be able to have he needs to have a blue hero, and he needs to have initiative so he can Thunder God's Wrath before. Like, so right now, even if we don't do anything here, like if we don't cast Tower Barrage, which he should, I mean, actually he doesn't need to do that. Sorry, I meant to say he can put Furline Mantle on his guy, but Tower Barrage doesn't do anything here. Well, there's Hand of God. So yeah, so like he can Furline Mantle. Is Scorpion right? What? So if you have the beta, you don't have to pay the 20. No, you do not. You get the copy of the game automatically. All right, we have 3 gold. We can't buy anything here, so we're just gonna move on there. All right, so now we have to decide. Like, we need a blue hero. All right, we've got Zeus. I think we have initiative. And if we do, we're going to put Zeus into our top lane, snap Thunder God Wrath, and kill... looks like we're only going to kill 1 now. Jeez, that's ugly. Will it make it will make such a bunch of people leave Artifact and attending Gwent? Yeah, but like, the people who play this game are not going to be turned off by having to spend a couple $100 if you're going to play seriously, because Magic cost way more than a couple $100. You didn't get any reward for investing time in it. Like, I don't know. What are we talking about? But so Gwent is not. I haven't heard any really great things about Gwent. So, but what do I know, right? All right. So we can Eclipse here. We could also cast Thunder God. Like, if he casts Thunder God's Wrath here, we'll kill. Yeah, I think that's fine play because it kills 2 heroes. And now Zeus lives. And that lane isn't too bad off. So on this lane, we could cast Thunder God's Wrath again. And he can't do anything about it. Come on. Thunder God's Wrath. No. 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 Thunder God's Wrath. No. Put that Eclipse down. The question is, will you be able to cast out like MTGO? I don't know what that means. Maybe you'll get something when you win the weekly cup. Yeah, there's going to be weekly tournaments, is what I've been hearing. Alright, so Eclipse is not the play we want to do here, because that does actual nothing. If we Thunder God's Wrath, I think you would have killed both heroes on the next lane. Let's see. Yeah, so if he Thunder God's Wrath, he would have killed both the heroes in this lane, and so all of our guys would have lived, and he would cast no spells in this lane. So, yep. Instead, he gets the Steam Cannon, and we don't get to win. Yeah, the other thing about Artifact that I think is going to make it much better is that you can act like when you win cards. Somebody echo slammed our camera again. I don't know if there's going to be a reset on beta. So he Eclipsed here instead of just. I mean, granted that ended up doing the same thing, but we could have spent that 7 mana like in the other lane, and he wouldn't have had Steam Cannon to kill our Luna. So, yeah. All right. So obviously he made some misplays. We have 3 heroes on board to his 1. How many rarities in this game? I think there's only 3 rarities. Just common, uncommon, and rare. Thank you for the subscribe, OG Marky. Appreciate that. Buy the phase boots. Ugh. All right. So he's got double Echo Slam, but that's like not going to do much right now. So this Bristleback needs to go into our bottom lane 100%. So we can cast spells out of it. And we've got split minions. We're not going to, like, our opponent is in a pretty decent spot here. You could cast, I mean, the first thing you need to do is cast Thunder God's Wrath if we have initiative. Like, will you give away duplicate cards when the game comes out? I could. Alright. Do not cast Red Plismillager. Just cast Thunder God's Wrath. Thunder God's Wrath. 1 time. Not that hard. Thunder God's Wrath. No, you don't want to fully heal anything. Scroll over. No! Do not put a Red Plismillager into play. That's terrible. Oh. Aggro is very viable because there's a lot of decks that don't really do much. Oh my god! Why are we casting Tower Barrage instead? Oh, Lord Jesus. So if he cast Thunder God's Wrath, he would have instantly killed the hero here, which would have taken away the creeps bonus, and did damage in our other lanes. So he's trying to put something, an equipment or a poaching knife, and something already had something. Red Mist Pillager it's a nice card because sometimes you want to be able to 80 a tower. So yeah. All right. So this is the lane we wanted to, like, if we'd have done this opposite, God, we just can't lose this game if we do this the other way. What is happening right now? What? Cleave? Yeah. No. You already have weapons on. Yeah. So our opponent just doesn't know how to play. I mean, the guy who's playing on this side doesn't know how to play, and Yeah, sometimes it gets stuck, but like it only needs to hit once, right? So like you get to play it after your opponent does stuff. So like if it's like the last guy, this is not me playing Cosprey by absolutely not. Yeah, right. Red Piss Villager in front of a creep is like, oh my god. All right. Well, we finally got in. You did it too late. Am I sure it's not me? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this isn't me. I'll let you know on the next stream. I'll have my videos up. Now, granted, my videos aren't perfect by any means because I was learning how to play. But they weren't like this. They weren't like this. All right, now cast. Now, this is where you get to cast. There we go. Now, this could get out of hand quickly. Big fan of your RP. Yeah, I know. He actually ends up coming back. And then he does steam cannons. Yeah. Steam cannon is a very good card. And now 4 of our opponent's heroes are coming in. Maybe you shouldn't assume stuff if the game isn't released yet. Maybe if the market has some answers. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of these cards opened. Yes, by the Red Mist Mob. And then, but, so there's going to be a lot of cards opened. I feel like there's going to be a lot of options for being able to get in and it not be expensive. It's like, Magic, right? Do not put that there. Why do we need, okay, so he has 4 heroes coming in. Where's he going to place? Like, you have, okay. I don't know that I would have put Luna in that lane. Well, he split everything anyway, so... okay, sorry. But, yeah, just like Magic, there's going to be decks that are budget decks. There's going to be decks that aren't budget decks, so on and so forth. Alright, so we've got Echo Slam, Ventriloquy. Echo Slam does nothing here. Gosh. So he passed to us. We don't need. Why would I? Yeah. Do I need to be active in the chat? Yes, you do. You just need to be in the chat, and you have to respond. So there's Time of Triumph, +4 attack, +4 armor, +4 health, +4 cleave, +4 retaliate, +4 siege. So, yeah. It's a pretty decent card. If you want to go competitive, you just have to understand that you're going to spend money. Like, don't get it twisted and think you're going to be able to do it. Yeah, a 920 Luna is pretty beefy. Pretty beefy. She doesn't usually get that big. And 7 armor is pretty broke. We have 26 gold with a blue-red deck, which is unheard of. All right. Yeah, I think 100-ish on every release seems pretty decent. This is triggering my PTSD from you. Yeah, dude. All right, so in this lane... Oh my god, Horn of the Alpha is super bad. So he can Horn of the Alpha, bring his guy in. Release date for beta is the beginning of October. Echo Slam he cast for no apparent reason. Okay. Here comes a Horn of the Alpha, 14/14s, because, yeah, why not? So he could Ventriloquy and give his 2/4, make all those guys go to his 2/4. Yeah, that Echo Slam, I don't understand. The NDA is nowhere close to lifted. These are all... I flew to PAX and did all this video myself from gameplay there. Yeah, just travel to PAX and be media for 3 days, and you can have all of the video you want. So, Echo Slam, misclick. Alright. Yeah. So he can Ventriloquy here and give himself some time, but this is not a good spot. Opponent has 3 cards in hand and 2 equipment, but yeah. Echo Slam was pretty bad there, and the opponent has 2 green heroes coming in too. So it's not looking too good on that mid lane. Now the heroes in this lane, or everything on for our opponent before anything happens, they're all getting the +1 here. The active on his green hero allows him to take one of our creeps. I'm pretty sure that's what that guy does. The tickets were all sold. No, like if you went to PAX, you could get, all you had to do is walk up to the front door and there was like 100 different people selling tickets. So yeah, you could have got in. You couldn't have got into Artifact unless you started lining up. You had to start lining up at like 7 a.m. On the first 2 days, and after that like 8-ish it was, and then like wait 5 hours. So yeah. Do you know if you can stream beta gameplay? I don't know what the story is there yet. They haven't said anything. Obviously if they do, there's going to be a ton. So all right, untested grunt doesn't do anything. So he could. Okay, so there's extra armor here. If he knew orders and like made Bristle attack the assassin, that would, I'm pretty sure that would kill assassin and the two other guys. No, it would kill assassin and the other. Oh my god, another steam cannon. Oh no, that's the regular one. Okay, no big deal. So yeah, I think if you just cast new orders and then, oh, never mind, and move it over, bristle back over one, then we would just kill two of those guys. Either one, like moving it to either side would have been fine, but he didn't do that. So we got 28 gold. Time to dig through our item deck, I'm assuming. Yep. No. What? Oh my god. No. What did I just watch? Anyway, in the combat phase, armor reduces for every damage instance. No, for every instance of damage. All right, so we've got 6 tower modifications in one lane. Yeah, that play was just so tilting. So he's got 2 9 power heroes in the first lane. Can't place anything here anyway. So I'm gonna assume our opponent's gonna give up on the top lane and place both of these guys mid. Because he's got 2 melee creeps coming in. Like, I'm pretty sure that both those green heroes are going. Oh my god, what? He placed both of them top. I don't know. Retaliate it whenever if whatever your retaliate number is, that's how much damage you do to something that attacks you. All right, so right now there's not too many green things that we are. Apotheosis blade it's kind of gross. Oh god, I'm not sure. So let's draw a card. Well, he's at 10. So yeah, draw a card first and see what we get. Because Ventriloquy is not going to do anything right now. So let's draw a card. Oh, whoa, don't pass! Oh my god, Thunderhide Pike. Oh my lord. Okay, so draw a card. No. So what I would do is it's a fountain flask. That's not a knowledge. Never mind. So I would ventriloquy. I wouldn't cast Echo Slam. I was gonna say you can cast Ventriloquy first, and okay. All right. So this lane is. The interview said they're common only mode, cube draft, and the other one. I don't know what that. I've never heard of that. Oh, these Echo Slammajamas. He's like, you know what I think I should do? I should Echo Slam on a board where it does nothing. He maybe just wants his opponent to, be able to have a chance. All right, now Echo Slam here would be sweet because then we would kill everything except for the 15-12. But let's see. Echo Slam. Come on one time. You can do it. Oh my lord. Oh Jesus. So he's cast 2 Echo Slams and killed like two creatures so far. Echo Slam. Echo Slam. Echo Slam. Echo Slam. Echo Slam. There you go. Alright. Finally killed more than one creature with an Echo Slam. Still have to deal with a 15-6. So, alright. So over here, we can new orders the assassin. Oh no, we can't. He has a... So he can new orders the assassin to Gristleback, and then Traveler's Cloak, and then Fountain Flask. I mean, he still has 12 mana, so he's probably just going to lose. Oh, Hand of God? Yep, that's a thing. Alright, so now we need to new orders the assassin to Gristleback. Oh, is it ally only? Oh, wow, he's just dead. Never mind. You dead. Yeah, thanks. I keep thinking new orders is battlefield control. So, needless to say, our opponent, or I mean our guy here, has made a million mistakes, doesn't deserve to win. So, yeah, battlefield control is real good. Yeah, new orders, go get them. But this is what happens, is that most of these people are brand new to the game, so we see a lot of very suspect plays. And your boy Jamoy. So he ended up losing with 35 gold in the bank, which is pretty rare. Normally, you don't want to be doing that. All right, that was like a super like I don't know what game. Yeah. All right. Let's get we'll get one more game in, and then we will do our giveaway. Yeah, he should have never lost that game, like ever. So there, I would say most games are between like 15 minutes and like 45 minutes. I've seen some really long games at PAX. Did you manage the Artifact GG stream here? No, I did not. All right, these replays are all from PAX. All right, let's see. Yes, I saw a 45-minute game at PAX. It was... I actually think I have a 45-minute stream game. Like... Let's see. I'm just trying to find... They have... Okay, so this is 15 minutes, 14 minutes, 32 minutes... 22. All right, let's. God, that was 30 minutes long. I didn't see anybody go through the whole deck. All right, so the problem with this. Okay, so FYI, in this game, the bottom right, we're not going to know their gold. So. Because, yeah. All the cards in the decks had 40 cards, pretty sure. Okay, so this is somebody obviously getting the game explained to them. I'm like, it could be me. Let's see, is that me? I don't know. I don't remember. It could be me. Nope, that's not me. Will there be weekly tournaments in the game? So will they open also qualifiers? I haven't seen anything yet. Well, we don't have to remember how much gold they have. Like, it'll show us on screen how much gold they have. Yeah, that person had way too much hair to be me. I was like, oh, wait, and sideburns? Nah. Oh, nah. All right, so the person who's playing is just getting the game explained, because what happened is when you sat down at PAX, they had like a bunch of people who work for Valve that would sit down with you and explain how all the mechanics worked. So in this particular situation, obviously this person's asking a bunch of questions. Now he's on his mid. Okay, so we're back on our top lane. He's got Strafing Run and Frostbite, and neither of those are going to make any difference right now. You start with 0 gold, and then you get 5 gold every time you kill a hero, and you get 1 gold every time you kill a minion. And we can't activate Jamoy for another 4 turns, which would let us draw a card. Yeah, you aren't able to see how much gold your opponent spends until you basically start your first lane. So we're not Frostbite. We could Frostbite our opponent's red hero in our top lane and save ourselves 6 damage, but he didn't do that, so he just kind of lets that one go. We don't have any other blue heroes, so like that's possible that might have been the play, just to get that Frostbite out and use our mana that turn. What is the blue hero and what one is the signature spell? So Jamoy's signature spell is Battlefield Control, which is it costs 1 and it lets you switch the attack arrow however you want. What determines priority when the active lane changes? Your initiative is decided on the other lanes by whoever passed priority first when 2 people passed. So if you passed and your opponent passed, then you would have priority going to the next lane, and vice versa. All right, so here we have 3 mana, but we don't have anything to cast because both of our black spells are 4 and 7. And he's Sadist, so anytime an enemy neighbor of his dies, he gets +1 health. That's not going to make a difference because Bristleback is going to kick his head in. So the difference between a lot of RNG and a lot of RNG that matters is kind of different. So there's quite a bit of RNG in this game, but not all the RNG is like ground shaking and matters. I guess that's the best way to put that. So and there's a couple other things besides attack directions, like Eclipse and some other cards like Wrath of is that what it's called? I'm trying to remember the other card. Yeah, and it's like some of the stuff, like I don't know what's in Dota, so like you'll have to kind of let me know what's in Dota and what's not, because I just haven't seen it. So in this case, we have our 8/5, which will kill Luna. There's not too many things that he's going to be able to cast, so he passes, we pass. No, sorry, we passed, and now he's going to pass. So he Tower Barrage, did 2 damage to all our guys, so now his Luna's going to trade, which will put him up to 10 gold. Yes, you can outskill your opponent when RNG is very bad. Yes. Or like RNG, like the worst things that like RNG I've seen done is like when you need to like Eclipse, which does like 3 piercing damage times however many charges are on it, and you like miss. So like sometimes her spell like might miss your target. So that's like the biggest RNG issue I've seen. So we have at least 3 gold. Healing Salve, I'm not terribly high on that card. I could be wrong, but I'm just not. I would probably just save my gold here. Like, so he could spend 1 gold to hold the Rubenesque Vestments, but that card's not that great. So, oh my god. So he did hold it anyway. Welcome to hell. All right. So we have Zeus coming in. So we got 2 creeps that are going to top. His are split between top and bottom. We could try to place 3rd, but I'm not sure that's really what we want to be doing. I mean, the thing is that he might place 3rd, so like I think in that case we probably should. And we have 3 heroes coming back. Yeah, so like he did 2, so like I think I might have done it that way. so that I just didn't lose 2 melee creeps in our bottom lane. Alright, so we got Battlefield Control, which will keep Jamoy alive. We also have Frostbite. So from my understanding is that in Constructed, you will be able to decide your first 3 heroes that'll come out. Alright, so he can... So he's got 4 mana. He can Frostbite to buy some time in this lane. The big thing is that we want to live to Thunder God's Wrath. What about Heartstopper Aura? Oh, yeah. So we've got to cast something. So Frostbite, hurry. Hurry. Alright. So we don't lose anything on this lane. Plus 8 health will make that guy never die. We don't really have any way to deal 16. Yeah, I think Luminous said something about being able to choose. Can't wait for a 60-70 minute game for a blue control game. I don't think that's actually blue. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. Do you choose where creeps spawn? No, it's RNG on the creeps. The weakest color? I don't know that there's a weakest color. Like, in the pre-cons, the weakest color combination was probably the blue-black deck. But, so he can Battlefield Control and move Bristleback over to the minion. I'm going to be streaming MTG Arena as well. I have to kind of decide what my schedule is going to be. So because before I was doing like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but if I'm not going to be playing a lot of Magic in IRL, and I'll be just doing more online, then I can probably do like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, something like that. So yeah, I'll be doing Arena and Artifact. Okay, so he moved Bristleback, but I'm not sure. Like, he could have Frostbit here. I don't think he wants to. I think that's fine. And just trade here and see what your opponent does. And then if your opponent does something crazy with Bristleback, which won't make a difference because you move it anyway. Is it wrong just to be here for the giveaway? No. I'm pretty sure most people are here because of the giveaway. We can't cast anything here because we have no heroes, and that was the other issue, is by putting Zeus in another lane, we can't do anything here. Alright. Let's see. Foresight is very good. Well, next turn we have 3 heroes coming in, and that's going to be... That'll be the decision we're going to have to make, because we'll have 5 mana. I know, I'm on to you guys. Ha! You guys are here because you want to try to get a beta code. That'll teach you. Alright. So, we can buy a Potion of Knowledge, which we almost certainly should. And you have to have a hero of a matching color in the active lane to cast it. Correct. Alright. So, we've got a creep on top, creep bottom lane. We almost certainly... we gotta place one of our... We're gonna split our black heroes between our mid and bottom, almost certainly. And then we'll... I'm trying to think how we want to put the Maiden. I think Maiden's fine in bottom, but I just wouldn't place a black hero in our top lane by any means. No, bottom, because then when Jamoy dies, we get to replace and then just give up on the top lane. Oh well. All right, so now we're gonna get 2 cards. Maiden in bottom. Shut up, you dirty old man. I'm gonna try to go pro. I don't know if that will actually happen, but I don't know if we want to. If we strafing run, we'll get 2 extra damage in here, but we can Vandal first. So if we Vandal and place next week. I will make sure that it'll be my games, and I can be embarrassed by my play. Okay, so I think I'll place Vandal, and then far left, not far right, because I don't want to get cleaved. Tower barrage. Okay. Well, so much for that plan. So I can still put Vandal in front of the creep. You have 600 Steam dollars? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, you going hard. Alright. So now I play Foresight. Will this redraw 2 cards? What? Oh, he just wanted to draw a card. I don't understand. So our opponent could have cunning planned and switched his hero with that creep, which would have been I think the better play, but yeah. Alright. So here Strafing Run doesn't do anything. Vandal. Okay, Frostbite's fine. That'll give us a turn. So we've got 4 mana. So he modified it, but that doesn't make a difference. So we can put Vandal in front of either one of these creeps and see how that goes. I think we're going to want the gold, so I would probably just put the Vandal. Yeah, that's what I would do. So yeah, we ended up getting 2 extra gold here, and we're almost to Thunder God's Wrath. All right, so who's taunting? Oh, she's taunting now. That kind of sucks. So Strafing Run is only going to kill one of those guys. All right, so we lost Maiden on the 3rd lane. Our opponent can still buy this Potion of Knowledge. I think you buy leather, well, depending on how much gold he has. I think he had enough gold to buy leather armor, see what he gets, and if he doesn't get anything crazy, to buy the potion. Crystal Bay. Alright. Alright, so here we go. So we're at 6. We still need to try to get to 7 somehow. Dimensional Portal. So Dimensional Portal plus Assault Ladders is very good, but we're getting eclipsed, so we're not going to be casting any spells in this lane. No. Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing he can do here. We just kind of move on, get the 4. Because, like, I didn't want to be on this lane anyway. Like, that's what I was kind of trying to explain, is, like, we should have probably just given up on this lane anyway, and then just try... You say Potion of Knowledge will look way better in purple? Ha! Funny. Anyway. Alright, so now here we have to worry about getting cleaved to death. Zeus is doing nothing on that side, so we need to do... I'm trying to think if we can do any damage to Bristleback so that next turn we can Thunder God's Wrath. So, like, could Dimensional Portal, I guess? Conflagration in this lane? Okay. Well, that's good, because now we're at 4 on Bristleback, so that Thunder God's Wrath will actually kill it. If we could just get... If we could have just got that other hero down from 7 to 4, that would have been strong. Yeah, Cleave is... Well, the biggest fear is sucking. You will suck. Don't worry, Disaster Plus. Everyone sucks at this game. It takes it takes a while to actually get good here. Okay, that's fine. Phase boots are very good. I don't think that he's going to switch. I mean, he could switch. He could phase boots with... But yeah, that's just not going to happen. Let's see. I don't think he's going to... I don't think he used this here. There's just no reason to. Healing 4 doesn't do anything for you except lose initiative. Okay, did it anyway. Didn't matter. Yeah, like next turn is our big turn, and we do have 2 blue heroes in, so we can double Thunder God's Wrath next turn. So we just need to make sure everything has 8 or less. Oh, so he doesn't kill Zeus. So if he doesn't kill Zeus, that's going to be much better for us, because then... So now... Oh, it's on 9. Shit. That sucks. We can't do anything here. So we want to... Yes, that XY is the before and after. So next turn, we just need to make sure we have a blue hero at initiative. So we just need to pass. I mean, we have to pass. Doesn't matter. So we want to pass here and then be able to Thunder God's Wrath, Thunder God's Wrath. That would be the plan. He has 1 gold. So there's nothing here. Yeah, 6 armor bristleback. So gross. How do you even... Alright, so we plat, but we're gonna... Jamoy... What? You thought Siege is like Trample and Magic, but actually it's different. It's interesting. So let's say attack is 1 and this Cleave 8. So it deal 8. Yeah, so Cleave only work. I mean, excuse me. Siege only works if it's blocked. So like if it was a 1 power creature that had 8 Siege and it wasn't blocked, it would only deal 1. But if it was blocked, it would deal 8 to the tower. Do the item decks get shuffled? Yes, the item decks get shuffled every single time. All right. So first things first, Thunder God's Wrath. So that we don't get Thunder God's Wrath. Thunder God's Wrath. Just, yep, put that into play. Point. There you go. That is such a beautiful thing when you get to actually do that. Alright. So now we're going to draw a card with Jamoy. Yep. We've got 2 left. So we could... oh, he's got Cleave. So we could battlefield control and then move that over... No. Yeah, to him. And then move that over to this guy here, which will keep Jamoy alive. So we can... If this was MTG, you would slam that Thunder... Yeah, I would windmill slam the Thunder God's Wrath. Like, it would be so fast. Alright, so here we're going to be able to... Do we have initiative? No, we don't have initiative. So we just get pooped on instead. Yeah, so like this goes back to the whole initiative thing. So like instead of us being able to cast Thunder God's Wrath, he got to. So now we'll be able to cast Thunder God's Wrath on our... If we do it on our next lane, it'll come back and get those guys. Which is fine. Oh, that sucks. If he didn't do that, it would have been cool because then it would have killed both of his heroes. So. Now he could also wait and just cast Dimensional Portal. Well, never mind. I was like, he could cast Dimensional Portal there and then use it next turn. But Echo Slam 1 creep. Got him! Yeah, that fissure was pretty good. What skills do I need to What skills do I need to become good / pro at Artifact? Future planning. This is all about future planning. All right. So again, Blink Dagger is great. Potion of Knowledge. Let's get that too. I don't know. in my opinion, I think I would like to see sideboarding, but I don't think that there's going to be. You can have 3 of a card in one deck. Just buy the short sword. Doesn't matter. Just buy it. All right, so now we're going to get steam cannon action. So let's... Yep, that's fine. 8-6 in mid lane. No, mid. Was it, oh, is he avoiding the conflagration, maybe? That's fine. And then we can assault ladder over there. Sideboarding is basically being able to have a certain amount of extra cards in addition to your 40 card deck that after the first match you could bring those in to help you against particular matchups. Alright, so Time of Triumph is whatever. So we just need to be able to help. Okay, so let's Potion of Knowledge. I think the first thing I would do is Potion. And then we want to get our guys off this lane. So if we Potion, or we can Steam Cannon. No, I think we should Potion first, and then we will put, not Dimensional Portal, but we will put, yeah, that's fine. We're going to do that eventually at some point, but we can better late than never into our second lane as well. Yep, Potion's good. All right, beautiful. So now Assault Ladders into your second lane. Oh wait, no, we have no hero in our second lane. That's fine. Well, no, there's a conflagration here. So we don't want to be in this lane at all. So we want to win this lane. We have to win this lane, and we have to win the next lane. No, we don't want... oh, okay, so maybe he's going to try to blink into the mid lane, but that's not going to work. Well, okay, so he's got to heal first. He's got to take his 5/8 and heal his Jamoy. Oh, never mind. If he healed his Jamoy first and then moved it over... No, don't... What is going on? So if he blink daggered his... Yeah, see, that was... Yeah, he messed that all up. Because now conflagration just kills everything here. So the problem is that he blink daggered his guy into mid, and conflagration triggered, which does 2 damage to all enemies, and it just killed his Jamoy before it did anything. So he just wasted his blink dagger activation. Yeah, and he didn't heal first. Like if he healed first, then he could have Jamoyed over, and then he would have been able to cast like Dimensional Portal. Yeah, he had a lot of other plays that he could have done there. That one was not ideal by any means. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he could heal first, and then Assault Ladder mid, and then he could have... Yep, Dimensional Portaled with Assault... Yeah, it would have been sick. Instead, he just gets to do nothing on this lane. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this turn is going to bury him, because his opponent has 3 heroes coming in next turn. Alright, conflagration. So we can Steam Cannon. Yep. And then shoot this last... I mean, you're already at 22. So no. So Steam Cannon in his lane, and then shoot back into the first lane. Because you don't care right now. Like, if that minion dies, it's kind of irrelevant. Yeah, and then you'll deal 4 damage to him, and then next turn you can deal 4 more. Wait, what the hell did he just shoot? Oh no! Shot a creep. Oh lord, hold on. Oh. That was hurtful. Good God. All right, so buy musket. That's step 1. Oh, not town portal scroll. You can't buy... Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Buy Traveler's Cloak. Yeah. Yeah, that was just... Because if he would have done 4 to the hero, there's... So he has to place there, and then his opponent's going to put all 3 heroes mid. The reverse LeBron, yeah. Oh, I'm surprised his opponent didn't put all 3 mid on that, because... Alright, so... Better late than never, better late than never, but time of triumph again? Good God. Heal for 1? No, let's not. Oh my God. Okay. 11 armor, that's so sick. 17, 11, 12. So at this point, your only hope. Thank you for the subscribe, Tackalord 831. Appreciate that. So yeah, the only chance. I don't think he has any chance, but he's gonna have to scroll. Well, musket. Well, yeah, scroll your guy, or not. Oh, he can't scroll him because he's already at 1. Holy sh... Alright, so I guess we have to cast better... Or... Yeah, we can cast Dimensional Portal. And... Get Echo Slammed? Oh, God. Well... Yeah. Yeah. Hey, remember, I'm just recording it, so I mean, I could have been on the other side and on the winning side, but like everybody I'm recording just getting pooped on. So, and that's the game. That would be Gizzards, boys. That's how it's supposed to work. Exactly. When you cast Echo Slam, your opponent is supposed to lose, like, and you're supposed to Plague Win their board, and so, yeah, loser POV. That's right. Just getting used to what it's going to be like when you first start playing. You get to lose a lot. All right, so what the what? All right, so Steam Cannon. Yeah, he just returned a hero without casting a spell. What? 20? Does that say 27? 17, 11, 27. Boom, Mel. Did he shoot the steam cannon at it now? Just cuz? Okay. Should have done that a little earlier, bro. Impressive. Yeah, 11 armor. Oh my God. Yeah. So, all right. How are we gonna? How can he win this game? So he's already lost mid. So he can maybe try to go. He can maybe still win this game if he places all of his heroes in. Okay, we got He got 2. We just have to hope for no Echo Slam. Yeah, so 3 heroes top, and then pray he doesn't have Echo Slam. Because if he doesn't have Echo Slam, we get to cast Disciple, and, well, we have to go better late than never, Musket, Cloak, Disciple, and destroy him. And Vandal. Thunder God's Wrath does nothing. Sure. So no, Musket. So if he Muskets onto... Musket onto Jamoy. No, Musket onto Jamoy first, and then shoot the 4-2. Yeah, and then you can shoot the 4-2. My Domation bar is covering the screen. Oh, it is. Sorry. So his hand is Traveler's Cloak, Disciple of Double Better Late Than Never, Vandal, and Thunder God's Wrath. Sorry about that. I will fix that for the next time. Oh. After that, we'll play... I don't know if I'm going to play Magic after this. I think... because I've got a bunch of stuff. More video to edit for next week. Alright, so... He's got 0 mana, so now we play Disciple and win. Right? There's nothing else to do here. Oh, he's got 10 mana, so he can... If he wants to, he can Better Late Than Never, and then Disciple, I guess, if he wants to just BM him. Oh, wait, no, I've got 13 cleave damage coming through. Oh, shit. Yeah. Wow. Tie. That's funny. Yep. I forgot about the siege damage. Alright then. Yeah. So, that's that. Okay. So for next week, because today's Sunday. So next week, I'm going to have some more video that we can talk about and see people getting... he didn't lose, that's the key. We'll try to get some more video in. I don't know who wins and loses and things like that in our other videos, but we did see a lot of losing from this side. But I do want to do this giveaway, so... Let's see what we'll have. What do we want to do first? Twitter or... Let's see. All right. No, I think that's fine. Ties are fine. I mean, I think it's super random. All right, let's do Twitter first. Twitter. The winner on Twitter is James at UNGUAH. All right, so let's hold on. Let's make sure that I tweet this out for him. And let's see, winner of our Twitter beta code giveaway is... All right. Let's see, send me a message for your code. All right, here we go. There's that, and for... Let's see what we have for... Go, Twitch. All right, let's reset this raffle. I didn't buy any beta codes from anybody at PAX. I just got codes for being there, that's all. All right. Here we go. And let's see. All right, hold on. I have to type raffle into my chat real fast so that... Okay. All right, so the winner is Chibradashur, Chibratosaure. That is a winner. Anybody? Where you at, bro? All right, I guess I'll tag him. Let's see. At Chibradisher. All right, you are the winner. The winner. But here's the good thing, is that I do have more beta codes to give away, but I'm going to wait. Hold on, let's give him. It's 10:20 my time. I'm gonna give him 5 minutes. He did comment. I'm just getting. Oh, did he comment? I didn't see him. Okay, he was there. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. All right. Well, then just make sure Chibradishar, or however I say it. Just either you can send me a message on here or on Twitter at RobHAG, whichever you want. I've got these 2 codes I'm going to be giving away. I still have more codes to give away. So next week I will be doing another stream, and I will be giving away another beta code. I think this time we will probably do one for subs and then maybe one for people in the chat. I haven't decided yet. So, but make sure you follow the channel, do that, so that way you'll know what's going on. And we'll go over more gameplay. I've got hours and hours of gameplay, and I think next week, like if we did like a Friday, Saturday, it'll be a little bit easier. Then we can actually stream a little bit longer, and I don't have to get up for work. So we're gonna do next week will for sure be the same time on Sunday. So it'll be 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time or 7 p.m. I'll put out the schedule on my Twitter, and then I will decide. I haven't decided exactly what time on Friday and Saturday, but it'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be the streams. So we did one winner for Twitter and one winner for Twitch today. So that is all I have today. Thank you for everybody who retweeted. I think we got almost like 700 retweets, something crazy like that. Slack's hooked me up with a retweet, and a lot of other guys in the Magic community, so I appreciate all of them. And but we will see you next week. And the Twitch winner, I'll put it in the on Twitter. But anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys next week.